Okay, so a few people have already got started. Fair play to you, Claire. We will get cracking there now. We've got 38 people there. So we're going to start off with our warm-up circuit. So we're going to be doing a shoulder and kind of mid-back mobility exercise. Then we're going to get into some marching on the spot and then some jumping jacks just to get the heart rate up. A few people last week were not happy with the intensity at which I did these sessions. They were thinking it was a bit too easy. So I'm going to try ramp it up a small bit more this week, but I will give some regressions as needed. So to start off, guys, we're going to do a shoulder mobility exercise. We're going to start off with the hands out to the side, turn one hand palm down and the other hand palm up. You're going to look to the side of the palm up, and we're going to twist over and back, over and back. This is the lightest exercise we'll probably do today, but we're just trying to get the body moving. If we've been sitting down all morning, if we've been on the laptop, if we've been sitting down reading the paper or on our phone, and maybe not as upright as we are now. This might be a bit challenging at the start, but we're just going to loosen out through the body. Make sure we get a good rotation through the neck, and a good rotation through the shoulders. This is a really good exercise just to get that upper body, upper back nice and straight if we've been sitting down for a while. Okay, next up, we're going to do a bit of marching on the spot. So just get the knees up good and high, pump the arms, get the heart rate up. That's trying to get the heels all the way up towards the bum. So I'm always kicking myself in the backside there, but I'm getting my knees up high in front as well. So it's a good high march as if I'm walking through some long grass there. I don't be dragging my feet. Okay, next up, jumping jacks. So the full version of jumping jacks, what we're going to be doing is feet wide, hands overhead. If you find that a bit too challenging, just go hands just out to the side. You wouldn't have to go all the way overhead. And if you find that even a bit tough, we'll just go with the hands, just nice and quick up to the side, or else you can alternate your steps. So a bit of a Fred Astaire dance, just tapping the feet to the side. So the full version, going all the way, hands overhead, feet wide. Easier version, smaller swing on the arms. Easiest version then is just the hands, or our just taps to the feet to the side. Keep that going now for a few seconds. Okay, heart rate's good and high. Let's go back to our first one, guys. Just get that upper body moving. Get a really good twist and reach. So as your palm is up, you're reaching over to that side. This isn't an exercise to get the heart rate up. This is just trying to get the body twisting and turning. Okay, we'll go back now to our marching on the spot. Getting the knees up good and high, heels up good and high as well. Okay, and then last minute of the warm-up into our jumping jack. So full version, hands overhead, feet wide. Lighter version, lower hands. Lightest version, just the hands, or a small tap of the seat. Okay, lovely. So warm up done. Heart rate should be up. Breathing should be a bit heavier. And we should be good to go now in a minute. What we're going to be using for our first circuit is a couple of weights. So if you have a couple of dumbbells or a couple of bottles of water or a couple of tins of beans, we're going to a little circuit now using those weights for all three exercises. So get a drink of water on board and then we're good to go. So first things first, curl to press. So we're going to bend the hands up to the shoulder and then press overhead. If you're feeling a bit of a pinch in the shoulder as you're doing the press overhead, you can just leave that one off altogether, or you could just do maybe 3 curls for every press. So you're going to end up doing less and less of them. Curl and press. You could also then look at your grip. Some people will do this kind of palm with palms towards the floor. That might be a bit catchy, so you might go palms facing each other. Right, you could even go palms facing you and press overhead. So don't be afraid to change that hand position if you're getting a bit pinchy in the shoulder. And so if there's one part of that movement that is causing you trouble, just the other movement. It might be the bicep curl that might be a bit difficult for you if you're a bit sore in your elbow. So you might just do the shoulder press. Good, another 10 seconds here. Okay, next one then, guys. You're going to keep the weight. I'm going to use the chair for a high side. We're going to hold the weight up our shoulder, and you're going to sit back, touch the chair, and up. Sit back, touch the chair, and up. So you're going to keep that going now for another 45 seconds. If your arms start to get a bit tired, shake them out, drop them down by your side, and back into it again. If you feel that the weights are getting a bit too much, just drop the weights down and do this just purely with body weight. Okay, next one then, I'm going to do a bent over row. So the position we're going to look to get into here is sticking your bum right back behind you. So you're not tipping forward, not just fall over the edge of the I'm sitting right back. And then I'm bringing my elbows to the wall behind me as well. If your thighs are a bit tired after doing squats, you could do this in a seated position to take the pressure off the thighs. You just need to fall forward a bit, trunk, keeping your back straight, and bringing your elbows to the wall behind you. Or you could do it sitting up against the wall, letting the wall take your weight. And bring those elbows up to the roof behind you. Good. Drop the weight there for a few seconds. Shake out the arms. Holding on to the dumbbells for a few minutes at a time does get the forearms a bit tired and the shoulders a bit tired and the grip tired. We just loosen out the hands, loosen out the wrists, loosen out the elbows. If they're a bit tight, try to kind of give them a bit of a massage. If someone's back is a bit twingy, doing the press, the curl and press, you can do this one seated. So we'll get back into it there now, guys. So we're going to go back into our curl and press. The reason for doing it seated is it just puts your lower back in a bit of a more supportive position. When people do this standing, as they get tired, they can sometimes stick their bum out behind them and get a bit of a pinching pain in their lower back. So by sitting down, that takes that out of the equation. Another 10 seconds here. Okay, now into our squat. So chair there for a height, dumbbells up at shoulder height, sitting the bum back, touch the chair, and strong up. So if you can, try not to just flop down on the chair and let the chair take all your weight. Try to keep the tension in your legs so that you just touch the chair and then you're strong up. Touch the chair and strong up. So I could build that same movement without the chair behind me. I get down to the same height and up. So the chair is just there as a guide to know when to come back up. Okay, so next up, our bent over row. So bum back behind us, hands down by our knees, and you bring your hands back towards your hips. So your elbows go to the wall behind you. If anyone's been to France, it's like you're going to the toilet in France. You've got to really get your bum back behind you. If your knees in front like this, your knees will get sore, so make sure you're sticking your bum back behind you. As I said, use the wall then if the quads are a bit tired, or do a sitting down in the chair. If we are sitting down in the chair, just make sure that we are sitting forward there with our back straight. Great, so that's our second round of that circuit, guys. Grab a drink of water, shake out the arms. For our next circuit, we're going to need just one of those dumbbells, or one of those bottles of water. We can use two for the third exercise in this sequence, but for starters, we're just going to use one for the first exercise. So if it's a bottle of water we're using, or a dumbbell we're using, we're holding either end of it, and we're going to do what's called a chop. So with the chop, if anyone's done a kettlebell swing, it's in the same family as that. So hands are in front of us, we stick our bum back, hands go between the legs, and then you stand up tall, with the hands all the overhead. So just a minute of that there now, guys. So a slight sit back, and then hands all the way up overhead. So I've got a 3 kilo weight here. You wouldn't want to do any heavier than that for this exercise. If you're looking right on that video of me there, my back should stay straight there. I'm not rounding my back. My back is straight. And then I sit up tall. Come back, up tall. Last few seconds. Okay. Next one now, holding on to that weight as well in front of us. We're going to straighten one leg back behind us as we let the hands come down in front. We're going to stay just on the one leg here, guys. So if your right foot is planted for starters, the first time around the circuit, rather than switching over each side, we'll get to the left leg or vice versa, whichever leg you started on. So I'm planted on my right leg, left leg going to the wall behind me. My back is staying fairly straight. Should be a straight line from ear to ankle. From my ear all the way down towards my left ankle. There shouldn't be much of any sort of kink in that chain. That should be a fairly straight line. Perfect. And then for your third exercise with one weight, you can do it with one weight with the hands going wide, or you can get your second weight and do your upright row. Lifting the hands up in front of the body. Side on, the weights aren't really going in front of us too much. It's almost like they're brushing up our t-shirt. They're just brushing up against our clothes, up against our chest. We're not looking to go out in front of us out here. It's up and down in front. Last few seconds here. Okay, perfect. We'll put one of those weights down again, and we're back into our chop. So, arms straight, bum behind us, and then up tall. So it's not a squat, I'm not sitting down. It's my bum goes behind me, and then come back up tall. My hands come all the way up overhead. Now we're into our single leg RDL again. So this time I'm standing on my left foot. Whoa, my balance isn't great on this side. Stand on my left foot, reaching my right leg to the wall behind me. And then my hand with the dumbbell just go just beyond my knee. Ooh. Last few seconds. Okay, great. And last exercise in this circuit, back to our upright row. Hands come up to shoulder height, up to armpit level. Elbows wide. Slide on. Should be moving forward or backwards. We could do our little channel. Not a huge amount of movement front or back. And just hands up to the shoulder height and back down. Okay, perfect. That's the end of that circuit, guys. So we got one more circuit to go. We're doing a crab walk, a wall angel for our shoulders, and then a core exercise. So if you have a cushion or something for your knee to kneel on, I'm using the cushion here from the back. We'll be down on these exercises. Get a drink of water there real quick if you need to. I know I need to. I need to put on a bit of cold air as well. It is warm in here. Okay, so first exercise, guys, we're going to do a crab walk. So what we're looking to do is sit down into a half squat position. So that's the position we're in. We're looking to just keep in that position as we go over and back, side to side. So we're going to go over and back for a minute, staying down low, keeping the weight on our heels more than our toes. So you really have to keep your bum back behind you. On what you should be seeing is that your feet are kind of staying nice and wide. Your feet are always kind of outside of your hip width. If you need to help with your balance, you can get your hands out in front. That will help you counterbalance, keep your bum back behind you. You should be feeling your thighs, but also a bit on your bum as well. So keep going over and back in your available space there. Staying down nice and low. Good, there's a minute. The next one, guys, we're going to do a wall angel. So we need a bit of space at the wall if we can. And what I'm doing here is I'm at that position on the wall and I'm brushing my hands up against the wall. So I'm trying to keep my hands, my elbow and the back of my hands against the wall as I press overhead. You should find this quite tough actually across the upper back in between the shoulder blades. If you can't do this against the wall, even just doing it standing up, but really focus on getting your hands and shoulders back as far as you can, you should feel that in that space between the shoulder blades. So call that wall angel to be kind of like a snow angel. If you're on the floor, you'd be trying to make a big imprint in the snow. If you're making a snow angel, you're trying to do it at the wall here. Up and down there, keeping your hands and elbows brushing against the wall. Good, and that's that one. And now for our third exercise in this circuit, what we need is the cushion underneath the knee. And we're going to start with our hands down low beside the knee, so that my left knee is down, my hands are down on my left hip, and I come up diagonally pressing that weight across my body. So my 3 kilo weight coming up. I'm trying not to sway too much from the trunk, so it's not a twist and a press like that. My chest stays looking straight ahead, so you should still be able to see the Spark logo on my t-shirt. I'm not twisting it away from you. And we're up and down. Up and down. Okay, perfect. Okay, back to our first exercise, guys. Crab walk. So we're down low, bum back behind us, hands out in front, feet staying outside the hips, and we're stepping side to side. Try to stay as low as you can, guys, as if you're in a room with the ceiling down too low that you can't stand up high. You really have to keep that height down. I don't want things to creep up too high. Stay down as low as you can go. Great. Now, back to our wall angel. So, in against the wall, elbows and hands brushing against the wall as you reach overhead. If your hands are off the wall, it'll be a really easy exercise. Really have to focus on keeping the hands and elbows brushing against the wall at all times. Okay. And then last one. My right knee is down, waist down by my right hip, and I'm pressing up and across my body without letting my trunk sway too much. Good. There's our last minute done of that. So just for a quick cool down, grabbing a chair. We're going to start off just by twisting our trunk around to the side. So use your hands on the chair to give yourself that bit of grip and to maneuver your body around. Twisting around to the side. Trying to slow down our breathing. Get your heart rate back down. And twist around to the other side. Don't force this one if your back muscles are very tense and tight after that. And if you force it too far around, you might just get a muscle going into a bit of cramp. Just like if you get your foot going into cramp after doing a long walk. You haven't damaged anything, it's just that the muscle is just a bit tight. So don't force it too much. Twist around again, one more time to each side. And twist around again. Okay, next one. If you can bring your foot up onto the other knee into that kind of Tailor's position that we call the Tailor Stretch, where you're trying to get your knee down toward the same for the length of your ankle, where it's going to bow forward into a bit of a glute stretch there. So bowing forward. If you find this one is too awkward to get into, if your hip is a bit caught, just hug the knee up into the tummy for a few seconds. Stretch, that would be great. Now switch sides. Bowing forward. Oh, I'm definitely a bit tighter on this right hip. Does not want to go. Perfect. Okay. That's us, guys. 10 o'clock. Session done. I don't know what you, but I found that was definitely a good session. Hopefully you got a bit more from it than the last day. I know a few of you were saying that I was going too easy on you last week. I'm getting thumbs up from one of those the maniacs who love the intensity. She knows who she is there. I've never met the woman, but she demanded the sweat. So we hopefully got a bit of work done today. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.